Guys, welcome back to my channel. So the other day I filmed a high-end palette collection. Now I didn't realise I actually had some palettes in here. These are ones that I'm waiting to kind of use, not really testing, because I have tested a few of them, but things that have been in my collection and they've not really got the use that they deserve. These ones here are all like drugstore, so you don't need to see them. I just basically want you to see the ones that I have, that I've not shown you already. So we've got this little Tartelette Tease one. I got this from QVC and I'm sure it came with a brush as well. Now I'm thinking about putting this in my project pan. Now I've just done an intro into my project pan and I've not put this in, but there are only 6 shades, and let me just show you. So there's obviously these 2 like cream ivory shades here. Well, that one's a beige shade and then that one's slightly darker, and then you've got these 2 here that I've made quite a big dint on. This one especially, I'll definitely be able to get some significant panage, if that's even a word, in February, like up from now until February, if I decide to put it into the pan. I think I'm going to, but these 2 matte shades here I'm not too sure of, just because they're not kind of my colours that I would use normally, but I'm just going to see how I go with it. It's a really nice, pretty handbag size palette. So that's the Tartelette Tease, and then what else do we have in here? The Drugstore. Right, so we've got the first ever Too Faced product that I ever bought, and it's a Too Faced chocolate bar, which has the plastic in it. Really love it. It's still got this little thing in it. As you can see, it's not had much love at all. I want to start using this more. This shade here, I can't remember what it's called. Where's that plastic? Oh! Right, let's figure out what it's called. Creme Brulee, this shade here. This one has got the most significant, like, I've used that the most by the looks of it. And then there's this shade here, the highlighter, which is called what? Champagne Truffle. And then obviously I've used like these kind of shades here a lot. But other than that, there's not really an awful lot of damage done to this palette, so I definitely want to use that more going forward. Then I have this, Naked Free palette. I've had this quite a while, and it's barely been touched. I've had to put some oil in it today just because the shadows were getting a little bit dry, so that's what that looks like. It's a beautiful rose gold palette. Yeah, really like it. Still got the brush inside, so I need to start using that more. Then we have the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar. Now everyone like has raved about this in the past, but I mean, for such a long time I decided to give it a miss. I decided that I really didn't need it in my collection, but saying that, I went to TK Maxx, I don't know, I want to say about a month, maybe 6 weeks ago, and I saw this for like 16 or 17.99. I've not used it yet, so that's what it looks like. It really does look beautiful. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to using that. I like the look of this this shade here. So I like the look of that highlight. I don't know if it's gonna get picked up, so yeah, really looking forward to using that and giving you my overall thoughts on it. What I'm thinking about maybe doing is maybe a get ready with me using it. So that's that one. This one, out of all the Too Faced palettes that I've got, which I've got quite a few of, if you've watched the higher end palette collection, you'll see that I really do like Too Faced as an overall brand. I normally, you know, use more Too Faced products than any other brand. This is my favourite one out of them all, and it's a Too Faced chocolate gold, and oh my gosh guys, it is so pretty. Stunning, absolutely stunning is all I can say. It smells like they all smell, but this one just speaks to me so much because of the metallics. In fact, the majority of this palette, I'd say 90% of this palette is metallics. So you've got all these up here, they're metallic, they're metallic, they're metallic, and then you've, oh, and that's metallic, and then you've got these that are mattes. So you've got a matte ivory base shade, and you get plenty in that, so that's good. Then you've got those two kind of like transition shades. I'd say that one is a little bit too dark for me to be a transition shade. And then you've got a matte black, which is also really handy. I think if I haven't already spoke about this on the channel, I'll do a get ready with me using this as well, just because I like it so much, and I'll talk to you more about that in detail. But the best eyeshadow out of this palette is this one, and it is called Moneybags. It's that green there, and I love the gold there. Them two are two of my favourite eyeshadows. The other metallic shades, the browns and the bronzes and the golds, I could probably dupe in other palettes. I did actually get it for that green and that gold, and also I like the look of these purple type shades here. So yeah, that's that. So that kind of does it finish it off. I don't think it does. I think I might have some more palettes. Just give me 1 second and I'll be back. So I think I might have shown some of these, but I'll just go over them again briefly. I know I didn't show this one in the higher end palettes that I've got. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. Now, to be honest, yeah, I just want it out of the collection. I mean, I can use these kind of shades as base shades, so I don't know whether to project pan that. I will be doing like a project pan with it this year, well, next year. I like them shades as well as like a transition, so I'll probably incorporate it with another palette, but I wouldn't repurchase it again just because those shades are in so many of my palettes. So yeah, got those to look into. And basically the Too Faced Natural Eyes, this is actually being repackaged now, so that's what that looks like. And I'm not 100% sure on it, to be honest. I'm gonna basically have a play with it and see how I feel about it. But I do actually prefer this one over the Too Faced Cat Eyes. As I say, I have so many Too Faced products, and this is like, out of all my eyeshadow palettes, I would say this is the weaker one. The only eyeshadow I like in this, like shimmer, that is, by the way, is this Tiger's Eye bronze shade here. Yeah, I don't mind Classic because it's just a normal base ivory shade, and then you've got the Pearl, which is a highlighter shade. I don't mind them three, but you do actually get 9 eyeshadows in this palette, and basically I only like 3, so a quarter of the palette's going wasted. So basically, you know, I'm going to see what I think of it, and if I don't, you know, if I'm not using it, then I'll pass that on, so I'll be decluttering it. And then with this one, I do like most of the shades, I'm not gonna lie, so I don't know. I mean, next week I might put this in the project pan along with another palette and just see what I feel and give you an update at the end of the week. And I might also put this in a project pan next week, just use them in conjunctive, you know, use them with each, not with each other, but like on alternate days. And this is because I don't know how I feel about it, and I've had it a while. I will admit I have had it a while, but it's barely been used. And it's the Kylie Burgundy palette. Still in the packaging, is still in the best possible condition. Almost like I've only used it once or twice. I've not used it more than 5 times. And it does have some really, really nice eyeshadows in here, but I've got them in other palettes, so I'm actually thinking of selling it. That's just 2 of them. So that is the shade, I can never work it out, I think it's the shade LA and the shade Dubai, so it's just that one and that one. Don't quote me on the shades though, because I can never actually work it out, so I might actually put it on Depop or something like that. But yeah, I might sell that one. But yeah, they are really, really gorgeous shades. I'm going to have another play with that and see what I feel about that one as well. But you've seen all the higher end palettes I've got now, so let's go to the lower end of the spectrum. So yeah, I'm going to take you over there now, and I'll see you very, very soon. So let's get into this. This is probably going to be a long one. I feel like there's more drugstore palettes than higher end. So let's start with the Revolution. I think the Revolution ones are all here and here. Right, so let's start with these. So these are all the ones by kind of like YouTubers. So we've got the need to zoom you out now. So we've got the Soph Extra Spice. Now, to be honest, this was the first one I got, just because like the tones in this palette are a lot different to the tones in her original palette, and I absolutely love this palette. It's had some serious damage done to it. I'm just going to move this tripod back a little bit. So that's what that one looks like. Still not seeing it. Let me just put this up a little bit. Sorry, not very, very prepared. But yeah, that's what that one looks like. It's a really, really gorgeous palette, and if you haven't checked it out, you know, I would highly recommend it. It's got your neutrals, and it's obviously got your pops of colour in as well, so it's a good palette to have in your collection, and the packaging is stunning. And then the next one, I've not even used this yet, guys, so there's tons of like palettes here that I need to actually get use out of, and this is the first original Soph palette. As you can see, the plastic's still in there, and the shadows again are really, really pretty, but I do prefer the first original palette. I like this duochrome here though, and I like the bronze shades, the bronze shimmers. Yeah, can't wait to try that more. I've only swatched it so far. So that's the 2 Soph palettes. Then I have a Carmi, well, this Carmi one, Revolution and Carmi, Kiss of Fire. This one's beautiful as well, and again, I've not used it. So that's what that looks like. Love that mustard yellow colour there. This duochrome purple, the green. Definitely need to use this more. So that's that one. What else do we have? Then we've got the Tammy one, Tammy Clark one, and I love her channel. So this one is the Revolution and Tammy Clark. Again, the plastic's in there. I think I've used this once, and I used this green here and this gold. Really, really pretty. I like the fact that she's thought of everyone's skin. So this shade here is more for me like when I'm fair now, and then I can mix that colour and that colour for when I have a tan. It's a really, really pretty palette. Love the shades that she's chosen, and yeah, I need to use it more basically. Then we have this Revolution and Imagination palette, and I got this when I got the the Highlight to the Moon palette, and I've made serious damage on this, and I've made serious damage on the Highlight to the Moon palette, and I've not even used this yet. It's still in the packaging. I'm going to take it out just because the packaging is taking up space, and that, I mean, just look at it, it's so nice. And I do obviously need to use it. That's got plastic on it as well, which I don't really need. So there are the shades. Really pretty. I've swatched it, that's about it. I wasn't actually going to get this just because so many people compared this to the Soap palette. And I just thought, well, I've got the Soap Extra Spiced, do I actually need it? But I don't think it's that similar, if I'm being honest. Then I have this Salted Caramel, and this is a dupe for the Too Faced, which one is it? I think it's the Too Faced Semi-Sweet. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's definitely the Too Faced Semi-Sweet. Barely touched it. Again, I think I've just swatched it, so I need to use that more. Then this is a new one. This one looks really good and might be my favourite out of them all, which is quite a bold statement considering I have got so many of the Revolution palettes. Get rid of the plastic. Love the packaging. And then, oh, look at those. Those shades are to die for. And again, I've not used it, I've just swatched it, so I definitely need to be pulling this out of my collection soon to use for the week. Really like this shade here. That shade, them two look similar. I'm not too sure whether they will be similar. Let's just test them out. They're very smooth, guys, which you really like from a palette. They do look very similar. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. They do look very similar. And the shades are fluffy and tangy. The only way I can really find out is obviously if I, when I do a makeup, when I use it on my own eyes. Then I have this one. It's the I Heart Makeup Chocolate Rose Gold one. And before I got that, what's it called again? Before I got the Lemon Drizzle one, this was my favourite. Really like it because it's got beautiful rose gold metallic shades in it. I love all the metallics. It's like on the Too Faced chocolate gold palette. I love the metallics more than the mattes in it. So that's that. Can you see I've got all these chocolate bars, and I don't think I've used this one that much, if I've used it at all. This one is the Golden Bar. Yeah, it's not been used, so I definitely need to use that quite a bit more. I really like this shade here as a highlight, and also that shade actually. So yeah, using that more. Then we have Death by Chocolate, which looks like that. Compared to the others, this is probably one of my least favourite ones. But it's still nice, and I do like the bronze tone shades. I don't need to keep all these. I'll probably end up, passing some on, to be honest. Then we've got the Chocolate and Peaches, and I did have the Too Faced peach one, but I actually gave that away just because this is so similar and this is like a fraction of the price. So yeah, I kept this one and gave the other one away. Really like this one. So yeah, I mean, they're like £8 and the Too Faced ones are like £38, so it was a no-brainer to try and recoup some of the money that I lost, well, that I bought. Basically I sold it for like £25, and I did lose a little bit of money on it because I only used it once or twice, but at least I got some money back for that. And then we've got this Pink Fizz, which is a dupe for the Too Faced Bon Bon palette. Now, I'm not too sure about how I feel about this. When I first used it, I didn't like it, but some colours are drawing me in, like this kind of purple shade here. Silver, like this highlighter looks nice, so I'm going to use this again a few times, and if I still feel the same, I'm going to pass it on, probably to my niece. Then we have Naked Chocolate. Again, I'm not too sure about how I feel about this. I do like the highlight, not gonna lie, and the other shades are just like samey bronze shades that are in my collection, so I don't really need them, to be honest. But like with the Pink Fizz palette, I do want to try it and see how I feel about it. What one's this? Neutrals versus Neutrals. Now, I wanted this for the longest time, and a lot of people saying it looks like the Peach palette. Now, by Too Faced. Now I know where they're going with it, because of all the peach shades, but I'm not 100% sure on how I feel about this palette either, so again I need to give this a try before I pass it on. Right, so we have the Ultra Eye Contour Lighting shade, and now this is a dupe for the Kat Von D one, and obviously I don't have the Kat Von D one. I didn't feel like I needed it. It's an all matte one, which is so unlike me, because I don't really wear all matte ones, but this is a good shade for contouring. It's quite cool. I'm going to keep it for now. This was never a declutter video, guys. He's just basically showing you what low budget, what I wouldn't even call it low budget because that's quite derogatory. I'd call it drugstore. So these are all the items I got from the drugstore basically. This one is really nice. This is the Revolution, what's it called? It just says Love the Revolution. Oh yeah, that's the name of it, sorry. Love the Revolution palette, and I got this free when I spent I think about £10. I love this highlighter. This needs to come out of the collection and maybe put in a highlighter drawer so I can use that highlighter more, and love these shades here, so that's going nowhere. So yeah, I want to get more use out of that one. Revolution Ultra Beyond Flawless. Now, to be honest, this has probably never been used and I don't like it, so I'm probably going to pass this on. This is probably one of those ones that I know I'm going to pass on. I know someone that would absolutely love this. It's a good one to start her collection off with, and so yeah, I'll pass that on. Oh, they're all falling on the floor. She'll be lucky if she gets it in one piece. Right, so now we've got these. These are the oldest palettes. The first palettes from Revolution I got. So we've got the Iconic 3. So this one is a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 3. So that looks like that. And this one has had some serious goings on it. I think they need to be binned, guys. I've had them forever, so I'm going to look at them and see what I feel, but I do think they need to go in the bin, just because I've had them for such a long time. Then I've got this Iconic 2, which I presume is a dupe for Naked 2. That just looks like that. I don't have Urban Decay Naked 2. This one is Redemption Palette Essential Shimmers, which is pretty, but again I get the vibe that they just need to go in the bin. I wouldn't even, you know, give them away. And then we've got the Iconic palette 1, which is supposed to be a dupe, obviously, for, can you see how it's, yeah. I'm going to bin these. I'm going to bin all 4 of these, which is just a complete waste of money, but they're completely bad. I've had them a long time. So that's that. So now we're moving on to this section here. And we've got some W7 products. Actually, we'll finish the Revolution. So we've got the Revolution Fortune Favours the Brave. So that just looks like that on the front, and then it's barely been used again. Not too sure how I feel about this. This might be going out of the collection. Let me move the brush. A beautiful, beautiful palette, and it's got some really nice shades in there. That blue is popping. I'm going to give that a chance, and also just give the palette a chance in general and see how I feel. But if I don't like it, I'll give it to someone who can make better use out of it. Then we've got the Revolution Flawless, which is another palette that hasn't had any use, probably. Right, so that's what that looks like, and again, it really is beautiful. I want to keep this one, just to see, you know, if I do actually like it, and see how I get on with it, so I want to keep that. Then we've got these palettes by MUA. Let's see if I can move this so it's a bit central. So MUA, and this one is the Heaven and Earth palette. Can you see how much I was into, like, just these shades, guys, now seem so boring. I know the neutral, and a lot of people do like neutral eyeshadows. I'm one of them, but like wearing neutral eyeshadows constantly just seems all samey now. I mean, I've gotten into a lot of colour. I do like it, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna see how they are, and then decide what to do with them. This one I want to keep for sure. I love this. Let's have a look. I'm going to take the brushes out though. I love this pop of green here. I think that's the only shade I like, really. I mean, I like the gold here. This rose gold is quite nice, and that blue looks interesting, so I'm going to keep it just for them and see how I feel again. Then we've got another MUA one, which is the One Direction one. It's Up All Night, it's called, and it looks amazing. So it looks like that. Love the turquoise, love these blues. So I'm going to try this really soon. I don't know whether to pull it for next week, just to see what the condition of the shadows are. Then I have these 2 new ones that I bought. So there's that one, and that one is Fire Vixen. Definitely keeping hold of these. Just look at those orange toned. Now this palette actually reminds me of a Morphe one that I've got, especially that orange shade there. Yeah, it really reminds me of that, but obviously in a smaller size. And then I have this one. I think this is the newest one, and this one is Colour Burst. So that looks like that. Most of them are mattes, to be honest, so that'd be interesting to use. What have we got here? Undress Me Too, which again I think's supposed to be a dupe on Naked Too, and I think I'm going to have to get rid of it. It looks like it's seen better days, so I think I'm going to have to get rid of that one as well. So we'll put that in the getting rid of pile. I didn't think I'd be getting rid of anything. And then we've got the Romantic Ephesine. I think that's what it's called. I've never used this, so that's staying. I've had it ages, but I've never used it. Then I have this My Sign Revolution Taurus wheel. Now I got this because I didn't like the Aquarius one, and also Taurus is my mum's star sign, so that looks like that. So I really like the gold there, and obviously this bronzy shade here, and then you've got the orange tone and the cream base, and that would be good like to darken out your eye, and then you've got like a shimmer in the middle. So I've never used this before. I'm really interested to see what it looks like, and if I don't like it, I'll give it to my mum, obviously, because it's her star sign. Right, what else? We've got one here by I Heart Obsession, which I've had for a long time. I don't even think I've used this. I think what I've done is I've used this at some point, but I've certainly not swatched any of the other shades. I mean, look at that, it's brand new. I don't know if I can get... What I'm going to do is I'm going to put that brush in it there, and I'm actually going to pass this over to someone, because that palette is brand new, and it looks a lot like my Urban Decay Naked Free, and I don't need two palettes that look like that, and it's in the shade Pure Cult, so that's going to be passed on to someone. Then I have this Life's a Beach palette, which is by W7. I did swatches on this, I don't know if they're on the channel. That's what it looks like. It looks really, really pretty, especially this seafoam clear sky. And if just like the metallic shimmers in general, I swatched it and I really wasn't impressed with it. I want to do an actual look with it and see how it looks on the eyes before I slag it off. But yeah, I mean, this is fairly new to the collection. I've had it a few months, but I've just not got around to using it yet. So this will be needing testing out. Right, so the W7 ones, which are dupes for the Urban Decay. So in the buff is a dupe for the first Urban Decay palette. You can see it just mimics it. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the Urban Decay on one eye and then this on the other eye, and just see if you can tell, you know, what the difference is. So I need to keep that for now at least, and then I'll obviously pass it on once I've done that, because I don't need like two palettes the same basically. And then we've got W7 in the nude. Which one is this? Yeah, this one is a dupe for Urban Decay Naked Free, so I'm going to be doing the same with that. Right, so this one is these ones are palettes that I've made myself, and I went into Boots and they basically inscribed the palettes with my channel and my blog, which is obviously Beauty with Andrea, and it's by Makeup Obsession. And originally I wanted this to be a highlight and contour palette. As you can see, there are 3 highlights at the top, and then this one is a blush, but I also use it as an eyeshadow. And then obviously this green, I wanted a really nice green eyeshadow. That was before I got the Too Faced Chocolate Gold. I've not actually used this one yet, so I need to try and use it up. Well, not use it up, but at least try it out. And then I need to get an eyeshadow for this, or a contour shade, but because they still actually sell this product in my Boots, they just don't do the palettes where they inscribe them. Then we've got this one. This one is so stunning. Now, I've already featured this on my channel not so long ago, and it reminds me of, let's pull this drawer out a bit, really reminds you still can't see it any better. So it really reminds me of the Too Faced Toasted palette, and also obviously it mimics a little bit the Urban Decay Heat palette as well. So yeah, I really like that. I like the colours that I've chosen. This one I've had for a while and I've never used it. I bought it off like a Facebook, and it's the Elf, which one is it? The Elf Natural palette. Never used it, and to be honest, it's kind of like I'm not really feeling any kind of vibes from it, you know, like when I'm thinking what look can I create with it, I'm not feeling anything at all, so I'm going to give that away. I don't need to think about it. Then we've got this W7. Now this one was the first colourful palette I ever bought. I really like that turquoise. I would like to try some of these shadows, just because I'm thinking about maybe possibly doing a W7 tutorial. Not a tutorial, but looks with some W7 products. So I'll keep it for that reason. Just for now. This one isn't that old, and it's the MUA Burning Embers palette. Really like it. So I'm going to keep that for now as well. Then I've got these palettes here. Now these remind me of the Tarte palettes, but these came out a long time ago, before I even saw Tarte. They're really good. You get the highlighter, the blush, the contour, and then you get all these shades here. So they're really good to travel with. So I'm going to keep this one. Let's have a look at the other one I've got. I think I'm going to get rid of this one, because I prefer the other one. The only shade I like in here is that one, and there's a couple, there's like that rose gold one, but it's not enough for me to keep it, so I'm definitely going to get rid of that. Then we've got a couple of Tanya Bear ones. I need to actually just use these a little bit more. So that looks like that. They're really nice palettes. I just don't know if I like them enough to keep them in the collection. So yeah, I just want to, I don't know, just play with them a little bit more again. This one is quite nice as well. I've never actually tried this shade, so I want to try and make kind of like a smoky eye. If I get rid of any of them, I'll probably get rid of this one here, and that one is my Paradise Eye palette. This one is Galaxy. So that's those two. Then we've got some Model's Own ones. So we've got Barely There, which is a nice palette, but it's not, it doesn't wow me. I'm going to keep it for now, and see how I feel like in a couple of months. And then I've got Sweet Dreams. Now this is a new one. Well, when I say new, it's not new, but it's new to the collection, and I've never used it, so I do need, I've only swatched it, so I do need to see how this is before I even think about giving it away. This one here is the Sugar Baby Ticket to Beauty. I have used this a few times. It is nice, but I don't need it. I've got so many palettes like this, so I'm going to give this away. Right, this one here, this NYX Ultimate, I think it's a smoky one, yeah, smoky and highlight palette, looks like that. Never used this before, so I want to try it. I mean, I don't think it's my cup of tea. I want to try it and then actually get rid. I actually bought this off somebody, and I just want to basically see what I think of it and do a review for the blog. So yeah, that's that one. And we've got a few collection ones now, guys. We've got the Eyes, it's the I Heart Makeup I Am Naked palette, and it comes with a lipstick, and again I think I just need to get rid of it. I'm gonna basically see what the formula's like. Again, I don't really need it. The lipstick looks really nice though. That's the lipstick. Looks really, really nice. Might pass that on as well. Just put it there. If it's in the condition where I can pass it on, I'll pass it on. Then I have this one, and it came in a Birchbox last year. Sleek Iron Cheek palette, and it's in A Midsummer's Dream. You got to choose your own, and I chose this one. As you can see, it's never been used. And that's what it looks like. It really is beautiful. I do love this blush shade here. I think I'll keep it for that. If it wasn't for that, I'd probably pass it on. So yeah, I'll keep it for the blush, and also so I can actually do a review on the palette. Right, I've got two by Primark here, and the first one I got was this one, and it's the PS Chocolate Eyeshadow Palette, and they're only like £3, really inexpensive. And I've spoke about this before. I think Primark have really stepped up their game when it comes to eyeshadows and makeup in general. So that's what that one looks like. I love this one. I just don't get as much use out of it as I possibly should. I really, really like this shimmer. And then you've got this shade here. They're just so smooth. I think this one is my favourite from the two. And then you've got the PS, I guess you would call it a white chocolate one if we're going to go down that route. And again, I do like it, but I'm not too sure about this shade here. I love these two shades. Really, really pretty. This one I got for 50p, just because they wanted to get rid of that stock, I guess. Right, then I have this one. This is one of my favourites, and it's the MUA Luxe, what's this one called? Metallic Eye Palette in Alchemy, and I absolutely adore this shade. It mimics, it's almost identical to Kathleen Lights, which I like, because with the Colourpop and anything that comes from America, you not only pay a transaction fee, so I've been told, you also, you know, get paid the customs fee, the shipping fee. This is why I just can't justify spending any more money on companies, even good companies such as Colourpop, because I love Colourpop as a rule. You know, I really do like their items, but it's just too expensive for me to be buying stuff from them. Then I have this one. It's the W7, the Naughty 9, and it's a dupe for the MAC one. Can't remember the name of the matte one, but I did have it, and I actually sold it because this one's better, believe it or not. But yeah, this one is, it just says the Naughty 9. It doesn't have a colour. I'm going to try and find out the name of the MAC one so I can link it down below, like in the cards here somewhere. Then I have this one. I'm thinking I'll get rid of it because I've not used it in such a long time, and it's the Rehad 07. I think I may have got this from Amazon. Looks like that. So yeah, I'm going to pass that on. Right, so now we're moving over to Essence Cosmetics. So let's talk about the smaller ones. So we've got the, I don't even know, the names come off. It's in 01 Nude. I think it's all about nude. It's an old palette, looks like that. I'm going to pass it on. I know it's in like good condition, so it should be alright. And then we've got All About Chocolates. Looks like that. I'm going to keep that one. Then I have so they made small palettes with like £6 in, and then they started making them in £8. So then I have All About Bronze. This one barely touched, so I don't know whether to keep it. I'm just going to set it down for a minute. This one I love, so I'm definitely keeping, and it's the Essence Iron Face Palette, and it's in 02 Rise and Shine. It's a shame I've not used this more. I mean, this shade here is beautiful, and the highlighters, and this is like a blush topper, I would say, rather than a highlighter on me. Definitely keeping that one. And this one is in the shade 01 Glow For It, keeping it just for the highlighter and the blush more than the eyeshadows, so keeping them. We're getting to the end of it, guys. This video is going to be extra long. I got this one and I got it from Amazon. I'm sure it was a present off my sister for my birthday. So I got it because it's like, it reminds me of the it reminds me of the Balm, the matte one. Is it Meat Matte or something like that? That's what it looks like. And yeah, I've just never used it. Even the names, Matte Lynn, Matte Thomas, Matte Rossi, they just remind me of the Balm, of what a Balm palette would look like. But obviously, you know, it's by Kokoshi. So yeah, that one looks like that. Not getting rid of that because I've never used it. Then we've got a whole bunch of sleek palettes here. So first of all, we've got the I Divine palette in All Night Long 429. So that looks like that. I'm gonna get rid of that one. So yeah. Then I have Oh So Special 658. Which looks like that. It's really, really beautiful, and I love the peach tones, but I've not used it, so again I will get rid of that one. And then the next one is in Storm 578. I like the blue, so I'm just going to keep it in the collection for a while, test the blue out and everything else in it, because it's kind of like a smoky palette. I'll keep hold of that one, but I'll get rid of the others. Then I've got some more W7 Let's Go Beige. So they're just mini palettes. Really, really like this one, keeping. Let's Go Buff. Again, I think I like it, so I'll keep hold of that for now. Let's Go Natural. Yep, like that one, so I'll keep hold of that. So we've got another MUA one here, which looks like that, and it is Solstice Eyeshadow Palette. It's not giving me any kind of inspiration, so I will get rid of that one. This one is the NYC Lovatics by Demi Lovato. I've not even tried this yet, guys, so I definitely need to keep it. I've only swatched it, and it's definitely giving me some kind of Urban Decay Naked vibes, so I'm going to keep that for the time being. I've just got a few more palettes to show you now. W7 Bronze Queen. So that looks like that. This looks a bit like the Shoe Umara palette that I'm using. So yeah, I'm going to keep it for now. I'll probably get rid of it at a later date. This one is really sentimental to me. Well, there's two of them that are sentimental. This is the 17 Easy on the Eye. For a start, we don't do 17 products anymore here in the UK. 17 was a brand that the UK did in Boots, and we no longer do it, and they sent me some items. They were the first company to send me items, so I'm really appreciative of that. And this one is in Easy on the Eye, and I probably used it once because they are smoky shades, but I do want to keep them in the collection just because it was the first company that ever sent me anything. And then I have kind of more of a bronzy neutral one that's more up my street. So that one is, sorry, it wasn't called Easy on the Eye, it was called the Big Smoke. And this one is called Birthday Suit. And I don't think I've ever used this palette, guys. I mean, the brush has not been touched. The eyeshadows haven't been touched by the looks of things. I could actually give this away. I don't think I will though, as it's sentimental. Then I have some palettes by Live Love. I don't think it exists anymore. And this one is in Love Your Look, Live to Ignite 2. It's a really, really pretty palette. Again, you'd probably get a smoky look with this palette. I'm going to try it out and just see how I feel about it. And I might get rid of it next month. I do want to make some room in these drawers. Because, I mean, at the minute I've got 2 drawers full of palettes, which is just ridiculous. And then we've got this one, which is Love Your Look Smolder Free, which is basically Urban Decay Naked Free again. It looks like that. Then I have Maybelline The Blush Nudes. I've got to be honest, guys, I'm going to do a video on this, but I really didn't get on board with this. I know that it's meant to be a dupe for Urban Decay Naked Free, but I just don't think, well, I'll tell you more in the video, but I don't like it. So that looks like that. Then I have this one. I've not used this enough to say whether I like it or don't like it, and it's the Nudes from Maybelline. So I do want to use that before I actually get rid of it. And then this one was a present bought from my ex-husband. He bought that for me one Christmas, and I've not been able to work up to actually getting rid of it. Kind of like sentimental reasons. So yeah, I have got a few things in here for sentimental reasons, and you're probably thinking just get rid of them, and I should, and I probably will, but just not yet. So I've got a few more things to show you, and I just want to do a little comparison on screen, so give me a minute. Right, so this is a palette I've left till last, and I got this quite a while ago in, I want to say in Blackpool's Primark, and it cost £6, and it was the PS Precious Metal Collection. And I heard of the company Deck of Scarlet, but I hadn't ordered anything, so I've not even used it yet. So basically it comes like that in a little palette, and it's one of those palettes that you can take away with you, and it's really, really good. These lip creams have gone bad now, but these actual eye colours look amazing, especially gold. That gold there looks a lot like Kathleen Lights again. And then you've got your highlighter. yeah, basically the two highlighters. In a Deck of Scarlet palette, normally you get a highlighter and a bronzer, but that's what it looks like, and I just wanted to show you the comparison. And I'll just go through all of my Deck of Scarlet because they will be classed as higher end palettes, and I do want to show you my entire collection. So I'll go through everything that they sent me right from the first palette onwards. So I got this one first, and it's Deck of Scarlet Hot. I can't remember every single YouTuber of all of these palettes. I'm going to cancel my subscription soon just because I feel like I've tested the products out, and I don't need any more palettes in the collection. So this is the first one. I'll be honest, I'm not much of a purple lover. I didn't like this shade here. Love this shade though. I love Peachy Keen. And then the lip glosses I didn't really like either. So this palette to me was a waste of money. And then I think this one was next. Yeah, that one was next because it's quite similar inside. So comes like that. This one's still got the plastic on it. Because when I got this, I thought that's a peach shade. It looks very similar to the one that came in the previous palette, but it's completely, it's not same at all. Like this palette so much more than I did the previous one. It's got fine particles of glitter in that highlighter, and it's a bit pink for me, but I don't mind it, and I like the blusher. I like the lip glosses a lot more. Pop that back in there. Now, I didn't get every palette that came out. I sometimes skipped it, but I have had quite a few of them, so I do know what I'm talking about when I say which ones are good and which ones are bad. The packaging though, you know, I can't fault them on the packaging. This one, I like the highlighter, the Pinot Grigio highlighter. I like Adorable. This as a blush for me just is far too dark, so I use it as an eyeshadow. I really like this Diamond Dust eyeshadow. It's perfect for Christmas. So yeah, I'll probably get some use out of that over Christmas. I haven't used Maria, that really dark purple lipstick, just because it's not for me. I've used Sasha. Now, the first three palettes, I was thinking to myself, why do they do nothing but, you know, just basically put nude lip creams in? But it's good to have a nude lip cream, because obviously that's your day one, and then they can put a darker one in for the evening. What I don't understand is, like, red is a really bold colour, and nobody's actually done a red yet. Well, no one has that I've known about from Deck of Scarlet, so I would love to see that in a palette. So which one is this? I think this was the next one that they got me, that I got sent, and this one I had to actually complain about because it wasn't like any of the other palettes. It didn't have a separate partition like for the lip creams. So I mean, look at it, you can see just how dusty it is, and I think this was one of the ones that I liked the most out of. So normally you'd get the partition down here. Again, love Pinky Promise, and I love this palette more than the others because you get the bronzer, you get the highlighter. So yeah, I really like it, but I didn't like the way that it was packaged. And when I asked Deck of Scarlet, they couldn't tell me why they packaged it that way. My only conclusion was, after reviewing it, is that it had been manufactured in a different factory. Because like I said, you know, it went back to like being made like this again, with the separate like thing for the lipsticks. Really love this one. Love the Enchanted shade, and love every single eyeshadow. Love the highlighter and the blush. That's the closest we've come to getting a red, so I really do like it. And you can make your own lipstick as well by mixing both shades. So yeah, really like this one. And then there's just one last one. In fact, I think I'm going to be getting another palette which is out, which looks really nice. It's just come out, and I think they've took some money out of my account, so they should be sending it to me soon. But yeah, I can't wait to show you that. This one was kind of the newest one that they sent to me. Really pretty packaging yet again. So that's what that looks like. Love the eyeshadows, hate the highlighter. Is it showing up on camera just how glittery it is? It's basically, you can use it for an eyeshadow, that's it. And the blush Bay is an eyeshadow colour as well, so I don't have any face products in this palette that I can use. And then I like the lip creams as well, but that's it. This is basically a mixture of my high-end collection and my drugstore collection. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Sorry it was a little bit long. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Right, so I'm back. I've just put everything back in the drawer, not necessarily how it was, because I'm giving stuff away, and I've realised that I've got a few palettes that I haven't shown you. So these are the Revolution Reloaded palettes. So we've got this one, and this one's neutrals too, and this apparently, I mean, I've not got it, but is meant to be like the Anastasia one, which I can't remember the name of. Obviously I'll leave a link to that below, but I don't have the Anastasia one. Anyway, I've got this one, and it really is a pretty palette. I think this one was the first one that I got. So there's that one. Or Modern Renaissance, or Modern Renaissance, whichever way you pronounce it. And then there's another one that's meant to be a dupe for the Anastasia, which is the Subculture. And this one is Iconic Division. This one is really pretty, and some people are saying this one has more pigmentation than the Subculture. A lot of people were disappointed with Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. Love this green, as you can see. But yeah, I've not used it enough to give a proper review on it. But yeah, that's the last one. And these guys, they're so inexpensive. I mean, you get, what, 15 shadows for £4. I mean, this is, I think this one is the newest one that I got, and I got it a few months ago, and I've still not used it yet. And this one is in Visionary, and this one looks like the new Anastasia one as well, which I can't remember the name of. But I know that it does have a lot of purples in it. I'll try and get the name of it and leave it down here somewhere. So that's that. So if you are thinking of getting these Anastasia palettes, it might be better to try these first if you can. This one is probably one of my most used, and this one is the Revolution Velvet Rose. Really like this one, so stunning. But yeah, I really like it. Love this shade up here, and I love the fact that there's some really light transition shades. So yeah, really like that. And then I've got Affection. Is it Affection? Yeah, Affection, which looks like that. And I don't think I've even used this one yet. There's definitely a theme here, isn't there, guys, about not using things. I think I swatched this one. I swatched this in the shop in Superdrug, and I swatched this shade and I knew I had to have it. So yeah, they're the palettes. These palettes are actually with my other palettes to be used and tested and reviewed for the blog and obviously for you guys. So that is definitely everything now, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.